without further ado, let's just go into the SSK haul. Some of it is from the marketplace, and some of it is from Haus of Yarn. And then I will show a picture of what I went down there to get without being stopped. No one was going to stop me from getting my red boots. I didn't bring them downstairs, and I don't have them on right now, but I will try my best to insert a picture that I took of my red boots at the airport. So let me start. I have to start with the last thing I bought, and the last thing I bought at the airport, right? Like I had not shopped enough. But I saw this. I had never seen this in New York. I saw this at the Starbucks, which was a 45-minute line at the airport. I've never stood on a 45-minute Starbucks line, even in New York, okay, during like rush hour, never. But it was worth it. I needed the caffeine at that point. But here was this tote bag, okay, with this crowned lady, and you'll find out why this is the knitting queen. You will see why when I put up, hopefully, the footage at the end, why we're going to call her the knitting queen. But I actually got this at Starbucks. And this just seemed to me to be like the most fabulous knitting tote. I'm like, are they kidding me? And it was like $13. And I'm like, you know what you'd pay for that at a knitting store? So yeah, so we got that. That was the last thing I bought. So I'm also going to go through, I want to show you, and I don't think I have everything in here. I'm not going to go through everything, but obviously when you go, you get a fabulous goodie bag from the Knit Girls, from the retreat. This was this year's knitting bag. And the artwork on here is designed by Laura's sister, Becca. And it's just, I think she outdid herself this year, and it was just shows diversity. I think that was the whole purpose of this particular graphic, and I don't think they could have picked a better theme or a better year for this thing. Just to me, and in the background is the kind of like the what do you call it, architecture. This is the Scarlett Bennett Center behind them. And I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. Their bags they always pick these amazing bags. This one has handles on it. It also has an adjustable tote. It has pockets outside. It has pockets inside. So let me just show you a little bit of squeaky chair noise. Okay, let's show you a little bit of what is in here. The girls gave us, which I thought this was just a fabulous idea. We got a charger that is on a keychain. Okay, so you charge the charger, and then when your phone runs low or whatever, you have this thing hanging with you, and you can charge your phone, your iPad, whatever. That was just this idea. I don't know, these girls are so clever. It's just mind-boggling. I don't know how they think of this stuff. I don't know where my cup is. I did get the cup, and my t-shirt, I think, is hanging to dry downstairs, so I don't have that to show. This was the fiber. You get to pick whether you want fiber or yarn in your goodie bag, and you can also request, you can pay and add on an extra fiber or an extra, or if you want to get both, you can get, you know, the skein or whatnot, so of course I did. This is the fiber and the colorway for this year. And this was by Hip Strings. And I don't know, did she name the colorway? Let's see. I don't know if there's a name for it. I don't think so. Well, anyway, we'll call it the SSK 2018 colorway. And when I saw this, I went crazy because, of course, it's all my colors in there. So I love that. So that was in the goodie bag also. And what else was in there? Oh gosh, I've got stuff that I bought, I've got stuff that I won, oh my goodness. Okay, so here are, I did come home with some stitch markers, and I actually came home with more than this because some of them are on my skirt. But I did swap. I'm trying to find the ones that I swapped for, and I can't find it. I think because I was like so exhausted, I didn't I didn't swap as many as I had hoped, so I came back with a lot of them, and I didn't get too many in the swap. But the ones I did, I have to say, it's always, this is like so special to me that, you know, not only is this like a memory or something that you bring home as a souvenir, but it's handmade, and it's handmade, you know, from people that are there, from your friends, from people that you meet. So it makes them very, very, very special. I wish I had hung out in the room a little bit more, but I was just grateful that I got a chance to go. So that was another thing. And this I thought was genius. Genius, genius, genius. Can you guess what this is? Can you guess? I'll help you if I couldn't guess. Ooh! Okay, that was rough. What else could you need in Nashville? Okay. How fabulous this is. I have to tell you, there's one, because I actually want an extra one. It's in my pocketbook. I have no problem whipping this out wherever I am and using it away. What a fabulous idea. I probably can't fold it back up again because it took a little bit of figuring and doing. But the thing of it is it does fold up, there we go, nice and flat. This locks around the edges, and I think this, Leslie insisted this go in the bag. Thank you, Leslie. It was a fabulous idea. Those of us at a certain age, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. Let's go into what I won, because that's also in here. I did win some stuff at we got a really nice needle gauge in the goodie bag. I don't know if I have everything in here or if I'm just being a hot mess. Okay. Also in the goodie bag, and this I thought was just ridiculously genius. How about that? It is a thing of rainbow highlighter tape. They won this awesomeness, and it's a beautiful dispenser. I have to find out where they got it. I want more. I want another one. Okay. What did I win? I won. Something is not in here, which I don't know where I put it, but we'll come across it somewhere. I won a little pouch, and I believe this is by, oh gosh, now I'm not going to remember. Oh my goodness. Marini Knitting, that's what it is. It's the Marini Knitter Company, and she's the Marini Knitter Co.etsy.com, and I'll put all these links below. And I also got from the Velvet Hippo inside were 2 packages of stitch markers, and this adorable little notions pouch with these little buttons and a stitch marker hanging from it. Oh, I know where the other thing is. I'll show you. I do have it. I know where it is. So I won that. Then I won, and this I was like crazy for. Esther Rogers was one of the teachers. She was a spinning teacher. And I had made the decision when we decided to fly, which it all turned out to be the best thing, because if I had driven down, none of us would have gone. But when we made the decision months back that we weren't going to drive, that we were going to fly, I made the decision that I wasn't going to be bringing my wheel, and I wasn't going to take any spinning classes, which was sad for me because I wish I had, but that was okay. But Esther Rogers had donated a DVD on how to card wool for color. Now, we all know my sense of color leaves a little to be desired. It needs some help. I did get some help from Gail Evans. Gail is Gail's Art, and she did teach a class in dyeing. I was not going to take it again. I took the last one and sat there for 3 hours in fear of ruining everyone else's work. I mean, mine was a loss from the beginning, which was fine. It was great to take the class to really reinforce the fact that I knew this isn't for me. And that's fine. At least I got to try it. Otherwise, I never would have dyed a thing, ever. So it was good. But I was in such fear of spilling dye on somebody else's stuff. And I don't want to go through that again. But so my sense of color could use some help. And Gail was very helpful, gave me some tips on how to work with color. And it was just fabulous. But I saw this the last night, Saturday night, and I put a lot of tickets in for it, and I did get it. So it's How to Card Wool 4-color. So I know I'm going to enjoy watching this, and I think that will be very, very helpful. So I did win that. And I think what I won is in another bag, the other thing. So I will show you. But this, yeah. This was from, like I said, that they had donations for, when you donated to the Scarlett Bennett Center, it was tickets, you know, the other tickets you earn by doing knit-alongs, classes, things like that. When you bring garments to the try-it-on room or things like that, you get tickets. These were tickets that you donated to the Scarlett Bennett Center, and they give you 1 ticket for every $1. And that's, like I said, where the hand-knit stuff, hand-spun, and all of that was. And I saw the shawl, and I went crazy because, first of all, it's my colors. I loved it. I touched it, and I was like, this thing couldn't be softer. And I just was obsessed with the size and the shape because this, to me, you can wear it in the winter as a scarf. You stick it in your coat. But I love the fact that it's small enough that in the summer you can throw it in your bag. And it is cool in here, okay? It's actually very hot and sticky outside, but the air conditioner's cool. I've been sitting here this whole time with this just thrown over my shoulder. You could wear it around your neck like this. So I was obsessed with it. I loved it. And as it turns out, it was knit by Steve from Dramatic Knits, who was so generous with donations to the Knit Girls, and I did purchase from his booth. I went bananas, you'll see that. And this is called Spacedust, the pattern. It is by Amy Van de Laar, and the yarn is Dreamin' Colored Jilly with Cashmere in the Hello Dolly colorway. Now, if you know Dramatic Knits, they use a lot of theater references. So it was just, to me, not only kismet that he used the colorway Hello Dolly, but my husband and I this past February, January, whatever, just went and saw Hello Dolly on Broadway, and we just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now, I've seen the movie, I've seen the show before, but this one was just amazing. So I have to say that this was triply special for me. If you've never knit with Dreamin' Color Jilly, go out and grab some, because this stuff, I mean, you can see the cashmere gives it a really nice halo, and it's just a beautiful lace, but the shape of this shawl made me crazy. I was like, this is it. This is everything. I'm actually going to I think I have a skein of Dreamin' Color Jilly somewhere, and I might actually have to knit this also, because this is, to me, an accessory. I love this. So thank you so much, Steve. I love this. It will be in a very loving home. And there goes the phone. It wouldn't be any fun if we didn't get an interruption, okay? It's been 59 minutes. We almost got an hour in without an interruption. But hey, we almost made it. Okay, so that was that. I think the yarn that I got in the goodie bag is somewhere else with a skein that I got to go with it. So we'll just move along and hope everything shows up. I got another one of these. This is from Lola's Choice. This is the Fetish Kit. I already have one. I have not knit it, but I am obsessed with this cuff. I will knit both of them. I got it in a different color. And this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the summer, is knitting these little palette cleansers. I need to do that. I want to get color off my needles, and I really want to knit some instant gratification. All right, it's not instant, but I really do want to knit. So I got, some fast projects. So I got one of those. This, I went into Steve's booth from Dramatic Knits, and I saw this colorway hanging up in a shawl. And I was like, Steve, I need that. And he's like, oh, well, we have that colorway on this, and I'm like, no, I need that, the whole enchilada. He's like, we have it in a kit. And I was like, I need it. So what it is I believe the pattern is called Back to School. And here is the picture of the finished shawl. And I think the way Steve described it is you can do it with or without the Charlie Brown stripe. But since it's back to school, I think like you're an honor student if you put in the back to school stripe. And I'm like, of course you have to have the Charlie Brown stripe. I mean, you know, you need that. So this is the 2 colorways, and I'm trying to, oh gosh, honor version, prom queen, let's see. Oh, Neon Pencil. That's the name of this colorway. This is Neon Pencil, and I think this is called Darkest Hour. And it's basically, I would say a charcoal black. It's not like the blackest of blacks, but it's a dark, you know, it's black. It's black. So I got that kit, and I think that's it for this bag. Is it? Yes, I'll find. If I miss something, I'll catch it next week, because I'm trying to stay a little bit organized here. Okay, so I'm going to throw all this back in before it comes tumbling down on my head and move along. Okay, so what next did I get at the market? Okay, try not to drop anything. Okay, put that in there. Here we go. This, boy, I tell you, the girls, when you go into the market, you get a market tote. And this was this year's tote, which not only is a fabulous bag, but I don't think these girls know how precious these are here in Suffolk County. Not in all of New York, but in Suffolk County, because we have to pay for bags. Now, that's not really always a bad thing, but some stores don't even have them anymore. So you have to walk out, you know, and we've all gotten trained now when you go into the store, when you go into certainly the supermarket. And I had been using bags before, my own bags, because I check myself out and I'm out the door. I don't have time to rebag it twice. So that part was fine, but it's when you run into Target to get one thing and all of a sudden you've got 6 things. I keep bags in my pocketbook. And this is exactly the type. This whole bag folds into this little teeny pocket here that you drawstring. These are gold here in New York, so the bag alone was great. But I didn't stop there. Of course not. I got, and I heard that Laura was going to have these there, had to get it. I've never knit, and I've always wanted to knit her undulating waves scarf. She now came out with it in a reversible pattern. So I got the kit for that. Had to. Here we go. And the yarn is by 3 Irish girls. I got the bluish purple one. There were several colors. And it comes with 2 sizes of beads. It comes with basically everything except the needles that you need to knit it. So that is the reversible undulating wave. So again, if you like it and you want to knit the scarf, check it out on Ravelry. It's got heft to it. It's weighty. It's gorgeous. I know she has the kits up in her Etsy shop, which I will link below. And if you do decide to go with that, you can enter her kit along or join her kit along. I think it's running for the rest of the summer. This is what I was talking about before. This I had gotten as my Lola's Choice just before I left. It's called Pass the Peyote, but I think you can see why I had to get another one. I had to get another kit because I'm obsessed with that stitch. So I figured if I practice and make 2 of them, then I may be able to make other things with the peyote stitch. So I did get another kit. And again, if you like it, I'm not sure if she has any of these left. That I have to say. I have to put that out there. Whatever Lola's Choice kit she may have, again, join her kit along on her thread. Okay. Now, going back to Kirsten Kapoor, I passed the Ross Farm booth, and I love natural yarn. I love natural colored yarn. I love reed-specific yarn. I don't want to say unprocessed yarn because it is processed, but the more natural and less processed it is, I love that. That's how I love to spin my yarn. That's why when I have fleece, I don't dye it. I try to do as little processing with it and try to keep it as sheepy as I can. Well, they had a Cladonia, which is a shawl by Kirsten Kapoor. It's been out for a while. They had one hanging, and I had to get yarn for it. And this is what I got. And they are so, so nice from Ross Farms. If you've never purchased from them before, just know that what you buy from them is their own sheep. They take excellent care of their sheep. These sheep are treated probably better than some people treat their kids. Seriously, they are very, very conscious of what's good for their sheep, how to take care of their sheep. They're happy to share their knowledge, how their wool is processed. So I was very happy to support them. These are, and it's the Ross Farm Heritage and Rare Breed Fibers. And what I got, and it even tells you the name of the sheep that the wool is from. So this is Leicester Longwell. I got 2 skeins. If this bag falls over, I'm done. I'm dead. That's it. Here's another one, Emily. They're 250 yards each. They're 2-ply Leicester Longwell. So I got that to go with this, which is from Ella, who is a Romney, and this is 250 yards. So these 3 skeins will be making a Cladonia, which again is a pattern by Kirsten Kapoor, and I just love the sheepiness of this. This, to me, this is what you use for lace. You use a 2-ply that's not tightly twisted so that your lace will open up beautifully. You use a true wool, 100% wool, so that it will hold its block. I did order Jamieson and Smith yarn while I was sitting in Laura's class, because that's what she knit her lace mashup out of. So while I was sitting there, I happened to order some. But I actually would use this as well, and I will be purchasing more of their yarns to use for lace, because I think it's absolutely perfect for lace projects. So we got that. This is the yarn that came in either in the goodie bag or if you purchased extra. And this is by Stranded Dyeworks. And if you don't know, that is run by Amy Florence, who, if you haven't met her, is funny, is delightful, a fabulous, incredible dyer. She dyed the colorway. This is 100% superwash merino, single ply. So this is a singles. 4224 is the name of the colorway. It's 400 yards. And again, I didn't know what to do with a single skein. So I was going to figure out something to do. And what I did was I went to Two Guys Yarn. Two Guys Yarn really specializes in solids and semi-solid yarns. And Marion, who's a friend of mine, and hi Marion, hi Dee and hi Terry, we missed you there. You need to come next year. Marion asked them to match the skein to this skein so that she could make a 2-colored shawl. And when I saw what they came up with for her, I was like, yeah, please, I need that too. So you can see this green has just pops of orange in it, and he picked that right up and matched it perfectly. And it is a singles yarn. It is called Taming the Rainbow. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that must be the base. Because the color is Focus Enhancement. Again, it's 400 yards, and it's 100% Blueface Leicester, which is beautiful yarn, a beautiful yarn to work with. So those 2 colors, these are the only 2 skeins that I don't have a project specifically in mind for, but I know that I have enough, and these go together enough because I didn't put them together myself. So I know they go together well, so I will pick out a 2-colored shawl. I actually might, and probably will, find a brioche pattern for these 2 and do something in brioche with these 2. So that's the plan for that. Okay, moving along. I got this, and this is the only other single skein, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might not even do anything with it, but okay. I don't know if I could say this without putting a mature rating on it. This is Queen City Yarn in the Uptown Sock base, in the color Crown Town. And here's how I'm going to say it. This has to do with the Boobs Out initiative. Only it's not boobs. Okay, it's the word that starts with T and rhymes with it. So I don't know if I have to change my rating. I don't want to get in any trouble on YouTube. but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. But there's a story behind it, and maybe in the next podcast I'll explain how the whole colorway got started and how it ended up being open to indie dyers and what they wanted to interpret it as. But I went and got her last skein of this, so that was another pickup at the market. And then there's one more thing in there I can't show. I had made, and I know I showed it on here, the brioche bandito cowl. Now the brioche bandito cowl was, and you can see, wait, I sneeze now. Excuse me, I'm not editing out a sneeze. And just as a side note, I had just figured out after all this time my editing software so that it wasn't taking me 5 hours anymore to edit. And what do you think they did? They updated the software, and now I'm clueless. So who knows how long this is going to take me to put all of this together. Anyway, the bandito cowl I knit and I loved. I love knitting it. I love wearing it. It's beaded brioche, but it was not difficult. Trust me, it was not difficult. Laura's tutorials are the best. She came out, she was selling these kits there, but had the sample, and the pattern came out yesterday for the brioche bandito shawl. And I had to knit it. I had to knit it. So I purchased it in the autumn kit. That's the beads. These are the colorways. And if I remember correctly from doing the bandito cowl, I believe you make a magic ball out of these smaller skeins and then brioche with the larger skein. I could be wrong, but that's pretty much what I remember. I wanted to do the shawl. So I got a kit in a different color from the one that I did with the cowl. And yeah, so the shawl pattern did come out yesterday. Again, it's called Brioche Bandito. The kit, if you purchase the kit, and I know she has them on her website in several different colors, beautiful colors, I might add. You can also use that for her kit along, but you can use that kit. That kit will make either the cowl or the shawl. So that's up to you. So I think that's it from the market. Okay. Then we went to Haus of Yarn. Yeah, I needed another feel bag. I saw the one with the lines on it. None of my other ones have this on the bottom. But anyway, I needed to have another one, and I'll tell you why. Because I have now, I think I showed some of these pins before. I'm not sure. I don't know if I showed the narwhal. I know I showed this one. But I have the sheep. I have my narwhal. My kids had gotten me, and my daughter's boyfriend got me this one, which I thought was just sparkle, pink and green sparkle. You jelly? Are you jelly? Love this. I had no place to put these pins. I had to get another bag. This I think I got from one of the planning companies. It's just a really pretty rose, so I got that one. This I got from Queen City Yarn, and I thought he was really, really cute. Okay. He's got his little crown there, but to me it almost looks like a guitar, so it's kind of like reminiscent of SSK. So got that pin. And these I bought from Whimzee Stitches. Actually, it's one more thing from the market I do have, which is the flying alpaca and the little sheep and socks. So these I did get at the market. And here is what the other thing that I won. Can you imagine? Enamel pins. So this one I have and I'm obsessed with, and couldn't have been more happy to get another one to put on another bag. And then this one was also in the set that I won, which is a yarn ball with cross needles on it. And then I also, in that same set, I haven't even opened this, but it's kitty stitch markers. If you can see the little kitty ears there. I mean, how stinking cute are those? So that was all in one set. that I won from the door prize. I thought that was really, really cute. So that was all in my field bag. We've not gotten to all of this stuff yet. Almost done. Well, now I'm throwing things. Ugh, okay. We have to be done after throw a roast in the oven. This I did purchase at the market. And this is not the first time I've purchased from Whimzee Stitches. I will link his shop below. He is just the nicest. I do not know where the stitch marker came from. I'm assuming it was in the bag. That's so cute. I have a couple of his bags. I did get one last year. But I saw this one and I loved it. Now, I know it's the TARDIS, and I know that that's Doctor Who. I don't watch Doctor Who. I tried one episode. It just wasn't for me. But to me, this pattern looked like Starry Night, which I'm obsessed with. I love it. And I love his bags because you can see through them. And I know that they're really well made because I have several of them, and I absolutely love them. And he's from Long Island. So I had to support his shop. So we got this bag. That was also from the market. And then at Haus of Yarn, I saw, and I'm sure that you have seen, and if you haven't, take a look at it because it's been around for a while. The pattern is called the Modern Easy Folded Poncho. I believe is the original pattern. It's the Easy Folded Poncho. And it's by Church Mouse Yarns or Church Mouse Classics. I will try to link it below. And Church Mouse Yarn and Tees. And I have the pattern somewhere because I did start to knit it with a bulkier yarn and just, I don't know, wasn't feeling it. Well, I saw it there knit up in this yarn. And it's basically 3 colors, totally my colors. Pink, a beige, and a white. And the yarn already has beads on it. Talk about saving me trouble. It was gorgeous. And it's lightweight enough that you could wear it all year long. You could wear it in the summer to take when it's air conditioned. You could wear it in the winter, you know, under your coat. You could wear it, you know, just as a layering piece. So we had to get that. And then the other thing I got was yarn for Laura's Pacificus sweater, which after seeing it in person, had to get it. So supposedly I already pulled it up because I'm that good. Who am I kidding? And here it is. And oh gosh, I hope you can see it. I know it's very hard to tell, but the top of the sweater is bird's eye lace. And the rest is stockinette. And if you notice, it's going in this direction because this sweater is one of Laura's Novus construction. Now, I had test knit the baby cardigan, the baby Novus, for Laura, and then I knit the novelty. So I have done the Novus construction before, and after seeing this on her and seeing it in person, I needed one. I had to knit it. So the yarn that I got, which to me, and I have used this brand before, not very often, but I am familiar with it. I think it's a very underestimated yarn. That was my iPad. I'm not going to go look. Is there ever an episode where something doesn't hit the deck? But that was a brand new iPad. I'm hoping it's not smashed in 50 pieces. Okay. We're going to smile and keep right on going. The yarn is Issachar, okay, and I know I've used them before. I think they're a pretty underrated yarn, and this was closest in fiber content to the yarn that Laura used, which I would look up, but it just fell on the floor and maybe smashed beyond recognition, so I'm not even going to bother to pick that up. But this is essentially 80% wool and 20% flax, and I thought it would have a nice drape to it, and it was just very similar to the color that I showed, which was not the one that Laura had. Laura had more of a burgundy kind color. This is a kind of a, and I don't know if this is going to show up well with my lights and all of that, but it's kind of a purpley gray. That's the best way I could describe it. It's color 65, if that helps anybody, and the base is Issachar Maryland. Okay, and the thing is, I checked my yardage twice and actually got enough for the size above what I'm using, and it turns out it's $11.25 a skein. I needed 4 skeins. So to knit a sweater for 40-something bucks, that's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. And you can tell that this yarn it's soft, and you know that it's really going to soften up a lot. So for the flax content in here, it's pretty soft. So I was really, really happy with that. And as they say, that's all she wrote. Can you believe it? That's it. That's all. Yarn pig. All right, that's just it. I wasn't going to buy anything. All right, I wasn't going down there to shop. Yeah, right. Okay. So that's it. That's it. The one thing I did go down there for was a pair of red cowboy boots. I've bought boots for the past 2 years down there. Last year were blue, so this year had to be red. I was very lucky. They only had 2 pairs, and I loved one of them, so that was pretty good. Otherwise, I would have come home bootless, and that would have been sad. So I will try to insert a picture. I do want to mention, we had been running a 3rd quarter cow in our group. And there was only one person that entered, but she entered several really, really beautiful projects. And I kept it open an extra week. When I recorded last, I said I was going to keep it open another week because I hadn't been podcasting, really hadn't gotten word out, and then I was going to close it on the 26th, which I did. But that's right when I got sick. So I didn't have a chance there was no random number generator because only one person had participated, but I hadn't contacted her. So Linda, I did not forget. What I wanted to do was get something special when we were down at SSK. So I did go to Laura Nelkin's booth, which I was at like several times, clearly back and forth. And Laura very, very nicely donated one of her travel beading kits, which was so hard to get when she first came out with it. It was actually included in one of her M Club kits, I think, about a year or so ago. And she asked if there would be interest in it, and everybody was like, are you kidding? Absolutely. I don't even want to open this up because it's wrapped so nicely. So she came out with it about a month or so ago, and it blew out. It sold out again. She got more in right away. So she very generously donated a beading kit and a travel beading kit, which has got 2 mini crochet hooks, a dental floss threader, and this nice tin which you can put your beads in. So I hope that if you're a beader, you're going to love it. And I hope that if you're not a beader, you'll consider trying one of her smaller beaded projects, because I think particularly with this kit and the 2 very small hooks, it will be enjoyable to give it a try. So Linda, I will be sending this out to you, and I really, really appreciate your contribution to that thread. It was getting very, very lonely over there. I don't know if I'm going to do a 3rd quarter cow. I really don't. You guys let me know. If you want to do one, I'm happy to do it. I certainly have enough stuff to cast on. You all know, if you're new, our rules are pretty lax. We're pretty easygoing. So let me know what you think. If you want to, was it a 2nd quarter or a 3rd quarter? I don't know what we did. March, April, May, June. That was it. I think it was a 2nd quarter cow. I think we blew off the 3rd. I don't know. Whatever. If you all want to do another one, let me know. Put it in the comments section below, and we can open up the thread and do another cow. Let me know what you want. But we're running on an hour and a half. And I don't know if I'm going to split this in 2. I might actually make 2 episodes out of this and put up the first half and then just end the second half. But I do want to say that every year we are entertained by Jo, who writes her own words to country music songs. The lyrics are hers. She sings it at the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies, and they just bring us all so much joy, and I think they speak to SSK, to the whole vibe of it. So I asked her if she would mind if I put up what I taped of her, what I recorded of her. And she said fine, as long as I noted that the music was not the music, the lyrics are hers, not the music. That makes sense. Okay. And I will make a note when I edit on. So I'm going to add on, if I can. I'm going to try. This may take me some time to edit, but, and again, like I said, I might split this into 2 episodes because it's 1 hour and a half at this point, and I think that's a bit long to sit through. So we may have episode 48A and 48B. I think that's what I did last year. We'll do the haul separately. But I will put on the end some footage that I took at Scarlett Bennett. I took some footage in the market, and I did take footage at closing ceremonies and at both opening and closing of Joe's songs. So I will try very hard in adding in my red boots picture at the end of this. Thank you again so much. And here goes the phones. We knew it was going to happen. So I am just going to say thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for joining me. For any new viewers, welcome aboard. I'm very happy you stuck with this episode as long as it is. I'm going to go and check and make sure that my iPad isn't smashed in 100 pieces. So I will hopefully record again next week. And until then, please remember to knit with scents. Okay, hi everybody. I am down in Nashville. I did make it down to SSK. That's a whole story in and of itself. So where I'm zooming in now is the sign that says Welcome Center. There we go, it's focusing. From the Scarlett Bennett Center, and I just want to give you a peek. This is actually not even really a good view of the building, so I will get a better shot later. So I go to take a video, and of course my memory card is full and I can't figure out why my camera's not working. But what I'm doing now is I am heading, today is Wednesday, it is the 18th. So the event started today, and here I can show you the car that I rented. It's a Chevy Equinox. I've yet to figure out how to make it work. Basically all I can do is drive it. I don't know how to make the any of it work, the Bluetooth work. So I needed my GPS from my phone to get from the airport to here to the venue, and that silly thing didn't utter a word until I was around the corner where I already knew where I was. And then all of a sudden she decided to start talking. So anyway, if you're not familiar, or if you've never been down here before, this was at one time a college campus, and these buildings are absolutely beautiful. These used to be dorms. They're now converted into rooms. There are all types of events held here, weddings, conferences, meetings, and obviously SSK. This is the 7th year that they've had it here. So I'm just walking along, and where I'm headed is the auditorium, because tonight is what they call opening ceremonies, where the girls will talk about what to expect during SSK, what happens, what type of events go on. So here you can see, this is just some of the typical what the architecture is like, and there's another area I will venture to try and get pictures of. Let me see if I can zoom out here. Let's see. That's about all it's going to zoom out. But they're very old, beautifully designed buildings. And this, where I'm coming up to now, is the main hall where you can hang out and knit. This is where all the classes take place, and you can see by the doors that this is just very, very old architecture. Oop, here comes some of our fellow. No, that's okay. That's okay. Just a little vlogging. So here we go. That photo bombing. There you go. And here everybody's coming along. Yep. Waving for the camera. So we're going to head on over. Oh, here are two familiar faces. So we're gonna head on over and yeah, I'm gonna do my little vlog.
So that's how. Oh, you're gonna take this part out. But
no, not. This is all going in. I can't edit on here. I brought my computer and no charger, so that's it.
Hysterical.
So we're headed into the auditorium, and I will pick this up later.
Thank you.
Here's some of the really beautiful architecture here. Scarrett Bennett is a very special place, and later on I will show you the labyrinth, which is one of the few labyrinths that still remains, but I just want you to get an idea of just how beautiful the architecture is here. Absolutely amazing. It really is an amazing campus. This is the main building, Lasky, and here's Lex opening the door for me. What a lady, what a gal, what a gal, what a gal. Okay, so here we are. This is Lasky, the main. And here is everybody lined up and waiting for the market. There's Pam down there. Wave hi, Pam. That's Pam waving. And it's just been such a treat to see so many old friends and new friends. This is where the girls set up, and if you need any help or anything, this is the main desk. There's some winding stations set up. In there is the market, which we're all looking forward to. And this is the main hall. People just hanging out and knitting and having fun. And hopefully I will be able to vlog from inside the market. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to take it inside the market. And here we go. So you can see all the vendors have booths set up. And I'm embarrassed to say I hit them hard. I did. I hit them hard. But you can see it's just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous stuff. Here's Ross Farms and Junk Yarn, Once Upon a Corgi. Here's Two Guys Yarns. Let's see if I can cut through here. Spotted Circus. And just some happy shoppers. See if we can cut through. So this is what the market is like, and it is just chock full. Hello, Pam from NOLA. And here's Amy Beth and her gorgeous bags. Over here we have Camel City Dyeworks, which is new to me. And oh my goodness. Gosh, if I come back, I came back in here to vlog because I already did like a significant amount of damage. If I do any more damage, so I got to make this vlog fast before I end up coming back in. Queen City Yarns. And here is Miss Laura Nelkin. And I hit that booth really hard. Leading Men Fiber Arts, and I will show you that shawl back there. Let's see if I can zoom in, because I bought the kit for that one right there, which I fell in love with. And we have Tuft Woolens, and oh my gosh, Miss Babs. Right? Does it get any better? So that's a taste of the market. It was fabulous. We had a blast. And we're going to be heading on to some of the local yarn stores here and around the Nashville area. So we will take you along and we'll be back.